Hello, my name is Darcy Towns, and I'm here to talk about Abdul Rahman. He is a 35-year-old Muslim male who came to me because he was struggling with alcoholism. He was married, but was separated from his wife, even though they were still living together. He came to me because he wanted to attain two goals. He wanted to first achieve sobriety, and then second, achieve a balance with his family. Pardon me. To begin his assessment, I used the role theory because I wanted to take a look at the different roles that he played in his life and how they could possibly be driving his drinking behavior. We determined that his roles as father, husband, and Muslim were the three most important roles in his life. Sadly, his roles as father and husband were what were at stake in the situation. His role as a Muslim was affecting his ability to get sober before he came and saw me because he tried out a 12-step program that he didn't resonate with, largely due to its message not matching with his religious beliefs. So once we had determined the roles and his functioning within them, I wanted to expand that assessment out using the family systems theory to take those roles and see how they were affecting his functioning within his family, and then also to see how his family was potentially affecting his ability to maintain those roles. The limitation to using these two theories is that they don't necessarily motivate the client towards any sort of action. So to begin the intervention process, I used empowerment theory. I wanted to make Abdul aware of all of the resources that he had at his disposal already, both internally and externally, that could help him achieve his two goals of sobriety and balance with his family. For instance, we discussed how he didn't resonate with the 12-step program because he was Muslim. However, I made him aware that there were many other community support groups that were available for alcoholics and addicts, and that he could potentially even find one within his own religious community. His religious community and his family are both huge sources for support for him, and I wanted him to be aware that even though it may feel like he isn't getting as much support from his family, that he actually is, because his wife gave him a whole year to get sober before she separated from him, and they are still living together, so he's able to be around his children. I think he will find that once he takes appropriate steps to begin getting sober, he will begin to get more and more support from his wife as that process continues. And then eventually she will be able to reciprocally support him so that he can maintain the sobriety that her support has kind of helped him achieve. Another limitation of these theories is that they don't address the root cause of Abdul's drinking. We've discussed how some of his problems have continued and what was driving his behaviors then. However, none of what we've discussed actually addresses the root problem that drove him to drink in the first place. I used a psychodynamic theory to help Abdul assess the internal processes and emotions that were driving his behavior so that he could take a look at the equally important start of his alcoholism, as well as looking at what was continuing to drive his alcoholism, because they definitely play together into the problem. Once he was able to figure out what it was that had made him begin the drinking and had made it start becoming a problem, he was able to cognitively overcome those emotions and then cognitively change his behavior. I knew it was time to move into termination with Abdul when he came to me after he had found a community support group that he really resonated with. He liked his peers, he liked the program design and the program message, and because of this was able to achieve and maintain 30 days of sobriety. He was actively participating in individual therapy and was working towards getting into family therapy with his wife and his children. Even though they had not yet started family therapy, when I terminated my professional relationship with Abdul, he and his wife had begun taking steps towards finding a resolution within their relationship, one way or another, whether they decided to move forward as a couple or to break up. Either way, they were no longer stagnant. I officially ended the relationship when he had entered his second month sober.